Sophia Loren, who returned to the United States recently, got together with Gene Shalit for an exclusive interview about her newest projects. Here's part one of their conversation.
One definition of superfluous is a long introduction to Sophia Loren. Good morning, Sophia Loren. Welcome back to the United States, where you are always welcome. And on the Today Show, where you are triply welcome.
Thank you very much.
I suppose the first thing people want to ask Sophia Loren is, when will we see another Sophia Loren film?
Oh, I think I'm going to start a film in April in Italy, and it's a very special film for me. After 100 films I've made, this is the one that really gets me deep, deep down, because my co-star is going to be my son, Edoardo. And I really feel so excited and so scared, as it was my first film. But the one who helps me is Edoardo. He keeps my spirit up, and he said, "Okay, Mommy, it's nothing, just a film, don't worry about it." And he's really a darling, and he's so full of life, and the dream of his life is to be an actor. So I said to him, if you really want to be an actor, there is a story that I just found for you, and for us together to do, and this is going to be a wonderful test for you. If you succeed, you can go on doing, being an actor. If he doesn't succeed, it's just take it like a joke.
The whole world knows how you yearn to have children and what travail there was before the birth of your two sons, Carlo Jr. and Eduardo. If you were talking to Carlo, he's 15 years old, perhaps he's seeing young girls already, or going out on little dates or whatever he may be doing. Do you give him advice on love, on romance, on how to handle a woman?
Oh, no, 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 no. Children nowadays, they are on their own, and you have to let them be on their own, because otherwise they start to have conflict with you, and I don't like that. If Carlo comes to me and he asks me advices, I try to talk to him. But if he doesn't, I let him free to do whatever he wants to do.
It probably has escaped your attention, but in September will be a glorious time. September 20th, Sophia Loren will turn 50, a magic, wonderful number. And here you are.
Are you talking to me? It's true, yeah. I forgot all about it.
Does it mean anything to you one way or another, or is it just another birthday?
No, I think it's going to be a glorious birthday. I like to be 50, yes, very much.
Why is it different?
Huh?
What makes it special?
I think 50, to be 50 years old, I feel much more dignified. I feel like a lady, you know. I like it. I like the idea. Yeah. And anyway, I never had complex about age, so, you know, so it's ridiculous.
You are eternally youthful, right?
But everybody's born and everybody gets old. I mean, I'm an actress. I get old too. So.
In an effort to improve my appearance, I have been looking for a good beauty book. Are you going to write a beauty book to tell us how we can all become beautiful?
Yes. It's a book about beauty and how it can be achieved, how it can be improved. And, I always talk about the anecdotes in my life, and I always dig in my own experience as a woman and as an actress. It's a very personal book.
There are so many beauty books, Sophia, and now you are going to write a beauty book.
Well, it's not the first time I was asked to do a beauty book. As a matter of fact, I was asked a long time ago, before I wrote my biography. Of course, I'm considered not so ugly, so people want to know what is my secret to keep my face and body in good shape. Cosmetics can help you to look a little prettier, but beauty is something else. Beauty is something that comes from within yourself. It's something magic that you have inside of yourself. And if you find the right partner, you can feel as the most beautiful woman in the world.
As you do right now.
Yes, looking at you.
When you were younger and you were starting in the movies, it was a more innocent time compared with now. I mean, there is the famous scene in the movie where you walked with a very tight skirt and you wiggled and swayed. are pictures of you as a very young girl with a very tight blouse on, and that was very sexy. But today, that's almost naive compared to what goes on the screen. Half the movie actresses are running around naked from the waist up. What is your opinion about the nudity in movies today?
I don't know. I don't see many movies today, but I think that I don't know why they do that, because I don't think it's very erotic to see a naked girl on the screen. I think you can do the same thing and giving some really very erotic ideas to the public without being so bold and so violent and so aggressive about it. It's a question of elegance, a question of grace in everything you touch in life.
You think a scene can be sexier if the audience has to imagine part of it?
Oh, with your imagination, you can conquer the world. So.
8:38 right now. Time for Gene Shalit to continue and conclude his conversation with Sophia Loren. This morning, a session that centers on the most important men in her life.
The two most important men in Sophia Loren's life are 11-year-old Eduardo Ponte and 15-year-old Carlo Jr. For years, she yearned for sons, and now she revels in her beloved boys. Do you tend to spoil them? Because you had so little as a child. Is there a feeling that you want them to have what you did not have as a young person?
I'm inclined to spoil them, but when I am on the spot to spoil them completely, I withdraw a little bit. So I just give them a 20% of spoiling.
What is their language, their native language?
Oh, they speak French and English like their mother language, and they speak Italian, Neapolitan sometimes with me, which I try to teach them, and they're very funny when they speak it, and a little German.
Sophia, sometimes it is very difficult to find you. I don't know if you're in your home in Paris, in Rome, in Geneva, in the ranch in California, and now you are establishing another base.
You can imagine how many problems I have.
How many sets of linen do you have? Where is home?
Home is everywhere where my children are. I don't have a spot where I like to be. If I'm alone, that's not my home, even in Pozzuoli, where I was born. But if my children are around me, that's my home.
Well, now you are establishing still another partial home in a development called Williams Island in Florida. So what is your relationship to Williams Island, yours and Carlo Ponte?
Well, I went over there about a year ago, and just by chance, and I saw this place, and I asked to meet the people that took care of the whole thing. So they said they wanted to build something in the Mediterranean style. So they said, why don't you try and, if you have time, to give us some advices. So laughingly, I said, okay, okay, why not?
I'd like to mention some of the men with whom you've been in contact through your life, and you tell me what comes to mind when I mention them. Charlie Chaplin.
Oh. Well, Charlie Chaplin was a genius. I mean, he was somebody that I will never, never, never forget in my life. I think he's a pillar of our business, of our profession, and without him, we wouldn't be here talking, because I wouldn't have never been an actress. He was the sweetest man I've ever met, even though before meeting him, many people had told me that he was a very rude and shrewd man, but it was not so with me at all, ever.
Just a very short while ago, we acknowledged Cary Grant's 80th birthday. Talk a little bit about Cary Grant, the person.
Well, Cary is he's a very gentle man. I'm quite unhappy that he stopped making movies, because I thought he was a great personality and a great actor, and he could have still be doing wonderful things in movies.
The co-star that everybody loves so much, Marcello Mastroianni.
Marcello is like a husband, you know. He's always there when you need him, and then he disappears. The things he doesn't like about me is that when we make a film together, when I come on the set in the morning at 9 o'clock, I'm very much awake because I go to bed at 7 o'clock. And I'm very much awake. And when he comes and he has to start working, he's so sleepy. And he doesn't wake up until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So our relationship in the morning is very hard because he doesn't even say good morning to me. He hates me for being so much alive so early in the morning. But later on, everything calms down. And by 5 o'clock, I become to be very depressed because I want to go home. And he wakes up as the hours go by. So, I mean, it's a very nice combination.
Essential to this combination was the great Italian director Vittorio De Sica, who shaped so much of Sophia's acting artistry and teamed her with Mastroianni in such hits as Marriage Italian Style and Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow. Here is rare film of Sophia's first screen test. Despite this early screen test, Sophia Loren was launched on her fabulous career, and she continues to remember De Sica with reverence.
Well, Vittorio De Sica was my father. My father, my brother, my everything. I worked with him for about 25 years of my career. I always worked with him. When I was doing films in Italy, I was doing them with Vittorio De Sica. He taught me everything I know. And when he died, for me, it was really a great, great loss. As a friend, as an artist, as a director, as everything.
Sophia, assume you're free, you're not married, you're at a big party, you're just looking around, and men are walking into the room, men you have not seen before. What is there about a man that would attract you?
The eyes, manners, and wit. Yeah.
What about the eyes? I mean, color of eyes or
no,
a
the
look?
intelligence, the eyes that go through you.
That's happened to you, I assume.
That's how you look at me.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.